tonight in Germany and in England, where the away teams got the needed results and the UEFA Champions League on Tuesday night. My name is Roundup, aka Young Striker 9, and we're here to serve you better on AM Update. This is the first part of the show. Favor Laurentola, the birthday girl, is also here this morning. What a good result for her team. Our second team in Europe. Our second team.
I know sure Real Madrid is my team.
Well, because you were putting on the Real Madrid jersey yesterday, and what a way to also celebrate your birthday.
Yeah,
maybe a good birthday gift.
It's a good birthday gift for Real Madrid, and I actually found
from Real Madrid.
From Real Madrid.
Okay.
Yes, I found the jersey in my closet, and I was like, oh, I gotta put this on today. And coincidentally, they won yesterday, and waking up this morning smiling because I predicted we were going to win, and yeah, that was it.
So now you can now confirm that she's a Real Madrid fan.
I never said I was a Real Madrid fan.
She said we can. Guess. Did you hear that? Thank you very much. So, there are days like this that you just expose yourself. Thank you very much. All right, well, we'll have updates coming from the world of tennis. We have that of the NBA, and we'll look at updates coming from the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. Tonight is going to be the clash between Nigeria and the host country, Egypt. And we as well look at updates coming, talking about the Super Falcons of Nigeria in preparation, for the Women's World Cup. Remember, they won their game against Costa Rica yesterday in the 2023 Revelations Cup. And, they are doing well. Let's go on a break, and we'll be right back.
The Champions League has reached the knockout phase, and two of Europe's in-form teams meet in the first leg of a round of 16 fixture in Germany, with last season's UEFA Europa League champions Eintracht Frankfurt taking on Napoli, the runaway Serie A leaders from Italy. Lobotka, Lozano, Osimhen and Mark. This time it's in, and Napoli have the lead, and who else but Victor Osimhen.
That is a quite sensational counter-attack from Napoli when they win the ball down the right-hand side. The ball forward into Lozano was superb.
And Deacon now caught in possession. He's got a second! Straight from the kickoff.
Might be offside. He might well be offside. They're going to check it again.
Zelensky. Kvaratskhelia. And Gisa. Kvaratskhelia once more. Beautifully finished by the skipper Di Lorenzo. They're up against 10 men. That was a beautiful finish and a wonderful move. Napoli edging further in front.
Tony, that is an absolutely sensational goal from Napoli. Yes, they have a man advantage, but what a brilliantly crafted goal. Kvaratskhelia and Gisa, the touch here, the back heel brilliantly into the path of the captain.
It's advantage to the Italian league leaders as they go to the second leg in Naples on the 15th of March.
Well, Victor Osimhen is a man who, whenever you mention his name, you mention his name with goals. Well, but let's quickly look at updates coming from the world of tennis this morning, where Sunday's Argentina Open champion Carlos Alcaraz was one game away from a victory against Rafael Alves before heavy rain halted play at the Real Open first round on Tuesday. Alcaraz led 6-4, 5-3 over the Brazilian wildcard, but was denied a shot at victory as rain interrupted play, which ultimately suspended for the day. Alcaraz's match is scheduled to resume this afternoon. And, they always say something in Yoruba parlance. When you are having your birthday and it rains, do you know what that means, Favor?
What does that mean?
It shows that you like peeing in the rain. Yeah. And remember, yes, when it rains on your birthday.
Let's do boju boju. Sure, you did not win the rain when you were small.
Well, I like doing that, but it has never rained on my birthday. I don't know if it means the rainy season.
So now you can say this February is not the rainy season, so it doesn't rain on my birthday.
But it rained in this month, right?
It has rained, but not my birthday. So That's just a myth.
Okay, that's why I said that was they say things in local parlance. But let us look at some games that suspended. That will return today. Carlo Alcaraz against Marcel Cado Alves 6-3, 6-4, 5-3 will continue today. Same as Thermo Echeverri and Albert Ramos Vinolas. The same as Fabio Fernini's clash against Marcelo Barrios. And we have doubles, just one doubles game that will continue today. But let's look at some other games scheduled for today. By 11:30, it will be Alex Morgan taking on Hugo Dalian as Artemis Bellucci to battle Sebastian Baez and in front at the Open 13 Marcel ATP 250. Michael Umar will be up against Rado Albot by 12:30 this afternoon. Maxime Cressy will tackle Benjamin Bonzi on court by 1:30 out of fuse. 3 o'clock will be up against Roman Safilin. And Alexander Boblik will be up against Gregory Barrere by 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock, we'll see Stan Wawrinka battle Richard Gasquet. Let's talk about ladies, right? Because there's a lady celebrating her birthday today.
Okay, it's going to be the Dubai Tennis Championships where Anna Bojan will be up against Jessica Pegula and Belinda Bencic who take on Karolina Muchkova. We also have Madison Keys against Victoria Azarenka, and Nila Rabakina will be taking on Corey Goff. Number 1, Iga Swiatek will be up against Lee Dimla Samsonova. These are the matches.
Okay, well, and the last singles, we see Barbara Krejcikova take on Petra Kvitova. For the ladies in Madrid, the WTA 250, some games decided. Varvara Gracheva defeated Tajra Maria 3-6, 6-4, 6-2, coming from a set down. Mada Liniet coming from a set down, beating Maria Osorio 6-7, 7-5, 6-2. Rebecca Peterson, Alicia Parks also through to the next round. Live updates coming from India. You can go and check. Because there's some names there, we just have to move on this morning.
Don't even bother.
Okay, let's talk about basketball this morning, where Charlotte Hornets wing Miles Bridges hopes to return to the NBA next month, having not played all season while under an NBA investigation. You know, according to reports, he was accused of assaulting his then girlfriend in front of her 2 children. 2 other charges were dismissed, but he has remained under NBA investigation with a threat of disciplinary action. Now, let's talk about Atlanta Hawks and making announcements on Monday.
Okay, they have fired their head coach, Nate McMillan, after reaching the All-Stars break with a 29-30 record. It was meant to be an exciting season in Atlanta as McMillan prepared for his second full campaign in charge, having taken over from Leo Pierce shortly after the All-Stars break in 2020-2021 season. And that year, after taking charge, McMillan led the Hawks to a blistering 24-7-11 finish, earning the 5th seed in the East and going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. But after winning the series against both New York Knicks and Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay, now we'll move straight to the second half of the show where we talk football. But remember, Nigeria's Flying Eagles lost their first game of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations against Senegal. Now, today they will be taking on Egypt. And the coach of the side, Ladan Boso, is saying that his team is well prepared for today's clash.
Well, the 7-time champions started their campaign at the ongoing 2023 African Under-20 Cup of Nations on a disappointing note, going down to 1-0 defeat against the clubs of Senegal. But Boso's side will be seeking to secure the first points of the competition when they take on the host of Cairo International Stadium. And Boso said despite losing to Senegal, they still were the better side. Sure?
Congratulations to Super Falcons of Nigeria. Esther Okoroko got the goal for the Falcons in 42 minutes. We saw them defeat Costa Rica. They lost their last 2 games. And I think this victory also helped Super Falcons, end their losing run, their 7-game losing run. Okay, now it was more of base last night, seeing Real Madrid, concede 2 goals, but went into the game, scored 5 past Liverpool.
As at the time, Liverpool was 2-1, as it was 2-1. A Liverpool fan was like, Liverpool all the way. I just eased.
Shout out to John Udofia. Shout out to Kenny Bamidele. Shout out to Tunde Onodeko. Shout out to Priscilla Lowoyoton. Shout out to Ladi Martins.
Yeah.
Any other? Shout out to Jasa King himself. Shout out to all Liverpool fans. But hey, come on, enjoy this. This is Courtesy, the birthday girl.
The round of 16 has thrown up a Champions League blockbuster. Liverpool against Real Madrid. 2 clubs, which have been in 5 of the last 7 finals, twice facing each other in the final itself in that period, including last season. Bajcetic, and here's Salah, raiding from the right. Oh, and it's a flick by Nunez. Darwin Nunez, inside 4 minutes.
Well, it is absolutely glorious, this. First, the pass by Mo Salah.
Slipped by Henderson, but by Camavinga. Gakpo into Courtois. Oh, what a mistake. Salah there to pounce. An absolute gift for Liverpool from Thibaut Courtois. He cannot believe what he's just done. It's Vinicius. Oh, what a right to reply there. That sped past Alisson.
Well, I said they needed to try and gain a foothold. That should certainly do it from one of the best attackers in the world, Vinicius Junior. He's scored a goal out of absolutely nothing here.
Bajcetic be a bit too clever. Gomez. Oh, goodness me. It is another mistake. A goalkeeping error of massive consequence. Can you believe we've seen it at both ends of the pitch? Free kick's been given on the edge of the area. Modric got up his sleeve here. He just fires it across, and it's headed in by Eder Militao. And they do lead 3-2. Liverpool were statues. Madrid on the move in the goal area and in the match. Bajcetic, Carvajal on the scene quickly now. Benzema, let's get a shot away. It's deflected, and they've got another one on this crazy, crazy night.
Some neat football on the edge of the box to keep this attack going. But after that, it's kind of a hopeful poke of the ball, isn't it, by the Frenchman? It was going nowhere. It was harmless until Gomez got in the way. As is this lad.
Mistake by Fabinho. It could be in again here. It's on the hat-trick, of course. Gives the chance to Benzema. Still Benzema. He places it to perfection. It's the perfect counter-attack. And they are high-fiving here with 5 goals, having been 2-0 down.
Modric would not be beaten there. He would not be stopped. And Vinicius just feeds his centre forward. And there seemed an inevitability about it.
Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 5.
You see that scoreline? Did you hear
High
that?
5.
Did you hear that?
Liverpool 2. Remember, Liverpool
5.
5.
Do you want to compete with the reigning champions of the reigning champions?
Okay, but very soon there might be rain of goals for Real Madrid as well, should they underrate Liverpool. Although Carlo Ancelotti has come out to say that, well, if you saw that result, do not say that Real Madrid is through. We're saying that no way through to the Champions League quarterfinals. However, I mean, today's Ash Wednesday, but that game was Ash results coming from Real Madrid against Liverpool. But remember, we've got games going down tonight in the UEFA Champions League. Inter Milan will be up against FC Porto, and RB Leipzig hosting
Manchester City.
And for Manchester City, we're getting an update that Kevin De Bruyne will miss that clash due to illness. That is what we are getting, including Emery Laporte. But remember, English Premier League side Chelsea, according to reports we are getting, is that they want to give Graham Potter more time. Tayo, you are getting that about your side. Well, let's talk about Paris Saint-Germain and Neymar's injury.
Okay, Paris Saint-Germain forward Neymar sustained ankle ligament damage on Sunday's 4-3 League One win over Lille, and the French club said that was yesterday.
Okay, for Ferran Torres, he has acknowledged falling into a bottomless pit amid the struggles of Barcelona, but remains committed to the long-term Blaugrana project under Xavi. There's a project we're running on this dial, and it's called AM Update. The first part of the project is done, which is the Kick of Sports show. The next part you'll be listening to is headlines on pages of Nigerian newspapers, burning issue, where you also have opportunity to talk in the series of headlines. Do not go anywhere. AM Update is still live. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Happy birthday once again, Favor.
Okay, thank you. My name is Favor Oloruntola.
93.9. We can all agree on the importance of voting. Vote and experience the revolution. It's 2 days to the general elections.
This message is powered by a Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 939 FM.
Okay, I must say it feels so good to be sitting next to the Queen of the Day. Let me say, happy birthday to you, Favor Oloruntola.
Thank you very much.
May the good Lord continue to shower you with favor.
Amen.
Divine favor.
Amen.
And grant all your heart's desires.
Amen.
Okay, those are my prayers for you. It's 9:18 on Solutions 93.9 FM. You're on to from the daily segment of AM Update. My name is Adidamala Lafenwa.
And my name is Favor Oloruntola. We're taking you through the pages of the Nigerian newspapers this morning. And according to INEC, it's 2 days and a few hours to the general elections. That's the presidential election all over Nigeria. And the newspapers with me this morning are the Vang newspaper, and we'll be definitely sharing the Punch newspaper.
Okay, I'm taking my first shot at the Punch, or let me say my first punch at the Punch newspaper this morning. Okay, the headlines say, Northern Group calls for election suspension. Elections, Osun APC declares 3-day fast. Elections again, Anambra police restate readiness. And moving further, INEC deploys 17,562 personnel for elections in Ondo. New Naira, Atiku Emefiele targeted Tinubu with policy, lawmaker alleges. New Naira, CBN to arrest, prosecute anyone spreading fake news. Kwasu gets 20 new professors. And still from the Punch newspaper, court dismisses suit seeking IGP sacking. Ekwerimadu, I begged cops to save me. Organ harvesting plot victim. And okay, those are some of the headlines from the pages of the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Vanguard newspaper, we have Naira redesign as the major headline here, and only 200 Naira notes reissued. CBN insists. Together story, you can see it on page 5, and then we have the baby headlines here. The ninth directing banks to receive old 500, 1,000 Naira notes. What? And Buhari made mistake. Governor Rufai says APC governors not against Naira design. Kogi, Kaduna, Zamfara accuse Malami Emefiele of violating Supreme Court order. That's on page 35. Gunmen bomb Kogi local government secretariat. That's on page 6. And why federal government borrowed 2.1 trillion naira in 2 months. Naira swap mitigated ISWAP Boko Haram activities in northeast. NNPPCL confirms rise in oil production to 1.6 billion barrel per million barrel. And then we have this one here on sports. Falcons, Eagles face 0 option in must-win clash with Egypt.
Okay, now moving to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Elections, Nigerian Army releases hotlines to report security breaches. Anambra killings, police call for credible information, vows to reorganize RRS, that is Rapid Response Squad. It is a lie from pit of hell. APC denies Tinubu throwing Naira notes at Lagos crowd. Election UK calls on Nigerian politicians to respect human rights, electoral laws. Okay, another one says hoodlums brutalize Trust TV cameraman at Tinubu's mega rally. We will stick to President Buhari's directive to reissue only old 200 Naira notes, CBN. Whatever happened to the new notes, which we were made to believe that will be in circulation actually, but now the CBN governor is saying that they will only stick to the reissuing of old 200 Naira notes. Okay, moving further. My Instagram, Facebook account hacked. Aishat Buhari cries out. Okay, these are some of the headlines you'll find on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. 9:22 on Solutions 93.9 FM.
The Nation says Naira crisis. State file contempt action against Malami Emefiele, and we've read something like this in various newspapers about the colorful roadshow on Tinubu's campaign. And Wike Rivers know who to vote as president. Oni loses again. And Buhari, I congratulate the next president. We have uncovered plots to cause civil unrest on poll day, says NSA.
Okay, do we have sounds? Okay. And Jiffy will be reaching out to our analyst virtually, that is Dr. Cornerstone, and we'll be discussing some of the issues raised on the dailies this morning. It's AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. We'll be right back after this timeout.
We can all agree on the importance of voting. Vote and experience the revolution. It's 2 days to the general elections.
This message is powered by a Remedy Radio Dial. Solutions 939 FM.
We break down the facts of news, delivering the latest information, playing the coolest of music, giving you the best of entertainment. This is 93.9 FM. We are the solutions. We are the remedy.
Your number one remedy dial.
Yeah.
This is AM Update right here at Solutions 93.9 FM, and myself and Lafenwa have our analyst on the other side of virtually this morning. Dr. Cornerstone, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good morning.
Well done.
Dr.
Good
Cornerstone,
morning.
let me tell you that today's Favor's birthday or so.
I've already seen the pictures online.
Oh, okay. So that
I wanted to reserve that for the last comment to say, Favor, which road are we blocking today?
Oh, okay.
Solutions FM is blocking, so we have already blocked Solutions FM.
You already blocked it?
Yes, at the moment we are blocking it right now.
Okay.
Just come and party.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Cornerstone, let's go to the issues of the day. Okay, just in the dailies, I read it from the Punch newspaper this morning about the Northern Elders Forum calling for the postponement of the general election, which is meant to commence on Saturday, that is about a few days from now. And they base their premises for the postponement on the fuel scarcity and the scarcity of Naira notes. Do you feel that these are enough premises for the INEC to even consider postponing the election?
Well, I believe for the INEC to consider postponing an election, the top three reasons why that can be possible is: number one, insecurity. If there is heightened insecurity on the ground, let's say about more than 30% of the places where the election will hold are insecure, it's almost possible to say that the election can be postponed. Number two, if the sensitive materials for the purpose of election are not available as at the time of considering a postponement, that could also be possible. And if the president, by an express writing, says he wants to do so and so, put certain things in place for the election to be free and fair, the election can be cancelled. You must understand that when it comes to election cancellation, everyone has got a reason to believe that the election will favor them or will not favor them. And if they feel as at the time of the election holding it may not favor them, they may have to speak up to say, well, let's postpone the election, and that's what probably the Northern Elders Forum may be doing at the time. I do not think the impact of fuel scarcity will be reason for cancellation. Once the INEC can say that its sensitive materials can get to the different polling units across the nation, that will not that will suffice enough to say the election should hold. So I do not know the level to which we can say Northern Elders Forum needs to be believed because of the fact that there's fuel scarcity. The fuel scarcity is not as biting as it used to be. There is fuel now, it's just that the prices may not be palatable or may not be the prices that we'll know. Some people are selling at 270, 320, 350, 370, depending on the market.
Dr. Cornerstone, what about the cash crunch? As of Saturday, some banks opened up and they said that their customers could bring the old Naira notes. I know of a particular bank at Dubai that I went to and two others that actually collected. As of this morning, the CBN denied that they didn't ask the banks to collect old Naira notes. Now, the question here is, if the fuel scarcity is not going to be an hindrance to the election, just like the northern governors are saying, what about the cash crunch, the cash crisis in the country?
Well, Favor, it's almost like asking a rhetorical question, and that question is, do people use money to vote? That's the question to ask.
But you need money to transport yourself.
No, according to the pattern of registration across the nation, the INEC has said that you must register in it, because on that day there's going to be no vehicular movement. I think you are aware of that.
Yes.
On the day of the election, there is not going to be any vehicular movement. It's supposed to be at most 10 polls to 20 polls from your house to where you are making the voting. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in that regard, no one is going to be using money to vote. It's the people who want to monetize the election by people's consciences that I believe would be very content on having money to go around. A lot of people are already saying, I remember one man saying that one man from, I think the Federal House of Assembly, saying that, House of Representatives, saying that he needed cash to go.
Hello? Hello?
Dr. Cornerstone.
Dr. Cornerstone, I think we lost
him.
Okay,
he's going to be asking for or on behalf of the party.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the party that the people are going to be asking for, not him. And so I do not know how the people who want to vote will be needing money for the purpose of transport, because that day there's not going to be any vehicular movement until probably after 6 p.m. when the voting will have ended. So for people who are clamoring that money should be available, I think that this government is bent on making sure the level of vote buying will be very, very reduced. There's also an insinuation here, please mark my words, I use the word insinuation, that from this day forward, the only option available to Nigerians for making transactions might be very, very slow, or probably not even available, which is transfer, money transfer through the internet, online transfer. So that might also be impeded on the day or probably before the day of the election. I am so very much aware that the current government does not want vote buying to be the order of the day in this election. They want to do everything possible to at least address the fairness of the election from the perspective of avoiding, if possible, in totality, vote buying. And I support it. I support it in every way. I support it in every manner. But for the very fact that people are saying it's going to be postponed, people should not bring mayhem or bring disorderliness to this election because of their selfish interest. I believe whoever is going to go into this election, even either as a candidate or as an electorate, must understand this. If you are a candidate and you really have the support of the people, money politics should be something you are even thanking God for now, that your money will not have to go for people to vote for you.
Okay, Dr. Cornerstone, now, talking about the vote buying issue now, I want us to be very practical about this thing I'm about to say now. I'm sure while driving around since Monday till now, you must have noticed that there are still some banks with people crowd at the gate struggling to get into the bank just to access their own money. Now, with this thing, if this kind of situation persists till the election day, don't you feel it's a very good avenue to encourage vote buying when those politicians, we know how these politicians do. They always have their way to have access to these funds. Now imagine people that are, please let me finish. There was someone that called on the program yesterday, one of our programs on the station yesterday, and she said since Monday she had been to our bank more than 5 times, and throughout those 5 times she went to the bank, she couldn't even gain access into the bank. And this lady was talking about the fact that she needs money to do some things. Now you go to the polling booth and you see someone over there flashing words of naira notes. Isn't that a good bait to lure voters into selling their votes again?
Yeah, Mr. Laffy, I want to tell you that whoever will be holding money in one for the purpose of vote buying on the day of the election will have to be very careful, because people will swap on him and collect the money.
Okay.
And they will not have to vote.
Okay.
Just rest assured on that if someone like me imports somebody holding money and his goal is to buy votes, it means it's free money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Anyone who is doing that on that day is not only risking his life, he's risking the whole life of Nigeria for the purpose of conducting the free and fair election. For the very fact that this money is scarce, you cannot therefore all of us will be queuing behind the guy after collecting money before he's voting. I don't think he will be able to do so. I don't think any reasonable person will be able to come probably 1,000 yards before the polling unit for where the money. And when we see people gathering for people to be sharing money, a lot of people are going to gather there and collect the money from the person. Sir, this thing is not just cash now. This thing has become a commodity that we are buying. Everyone is buying this money. And so I do not think a same person will take money to the polling area or even 1,000 yards away from the polling area for the purpose of inducing votes. People swap on them.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed.
I think we'll be wise about this. I don't know the wisdom they want to use, but you can't put people trooping into the banks and they are not getting it. I have no physical currency I speak to you right now. Then I will hear an information that somewhere across the road or across the polling center and voting, that some people are sharing money. People are going to swap on them and collect the money.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying. It's going to be a free for all. I think the only thing they can do is the number of persons they can reach before the day, here and there, in the name of showing the effects of poverty. You get me? And as long as it's not the same the day of the election, the people can still collect those cushions and go and vote for the person they so choose. But it's going to be very, very risky for anyone now to say on the day of the election he will carry worth of money. That's $1 million naira. It's the currency that we cannot find on the ground. People are going to swap on them, sir. Just believe so.
Okay.
Just agree with me that people will not take it lightly. If he could give you 20,000 naira, you could grab the other word from him. He is going to. They are going to do it.
Dr. Cornerstone, please do not encourage violence.
Are you inciting violence, Dr. Cornerstone?
Do not encourage violence.
You understand that what the person is doing that brought such money to a polling area to influence voting, he's not encouraging people. He's even encouraging more than violence. You can see the state of the polity now, and then someone will now bring probably $1 million in his pocket, in his bag, and say, take 20,000 to vote for me. And the other one is still with him, and he's not armed. A lot of people will swap on him. It's not about swapping is not violence. You get me? People are going to this thing is what we are looking for now. You have it. It's not going to be easy, sir. I'm sorry. It's not an encouragement of violence, but I'm just telling you what may likely happen at the time. You understand me? Nobody should even try that. To say you want to bring money to polling centers. I said 1,000 yards away. You understand what I'm saying? If people can be queuing at the banks for that purpose, they now say here that somebody is having 100,000 naira with him and is sharing it. Okay, I don't think it will reach 3 seconds before the crowd will stop on him.
Okay. Still talking about the...
At least instead of you thinking that I'm inciting violence, you should think that I am trying to discourage such persons not to even come to polling units, to polling centers.
Okay.
Because it's going to be... They will not find it funny, sir.
Okay, sir.
They will not find it funny. If it was a case of something that all of us has in our pockets, we have access to our physical currencies, then it would be easy for anyone to say, oh, take 20,000, take 5,000 naira. Brother, someone give me 10,000 naira for me to vote for somebody, and I put plenty money on him, and we don't have it now. I go and tell somebody. That one tells somebody tells somebody. They will follow after him. It's not. I don't think it's going to be even. It's going to be anything worth sense for anybody to even think of that.
Okay, like I said earlier on, let's keep our fingers crossed on that. And another issue came up in the papers this morning about the speculations from some sections or a particular section from the APC saying that this new Naira policy is targeted. It's like a connivance between Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and Atiku against Tinubu. What's your take on that?
Tinubu is not the only person contesting.
Okay.
It's also once it's a level playing ground for.
But from the utterances of some of these APC governors, we've been some of the, especially the northern governors of the APC, it's been the kind of picture they've been painting is like this new Naira policy is being targeted to frustrate the efforts of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the APC.
The question I'm asking you too is the only Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is in this election?
Obviously not. But his name seems to be the only one coming up.
As long as it's not available to all of them, it has become a level kingdom. It's not a case of this one has got access to it, the other one has got access to it. It's only Bola Ahmed Tinubu that doesn't have access to it. See, once people are saying this, it means that it goes to show the sinister, clandestine motive of the people campaigning for the man you just mentioned. I don't want to mention his name. So it's already a level playing ground. The government of the day says it doesn't want this election to be monetized. It wants a free and fair election. The government of the day wants to hand over in Nigeria that election was free and fair and there was no vote buying, no vote inducement. You will not have been the president of Nigeria and you read the report of the EU concerning the election held in 2019 and you have an opportunity to do something about it as an outgoing president and you will not do something. I get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he has got a life to live after. You understand what I'm saying? His value will just be minus. No one will give him the accorded value if he's not able to stem this problem concerning vote buying. What brought you in as president might be fraught with irregularities, but whomever comes after you, it is your responsibility to do something reasonable for the world to call it free and fair. 2015 was free and fair because the man who handed over to the current government did his best to make that possible. Now the president is leaving. It is his responsibility to make sure the person coming, the election that brought that person is freer and fairer than the one that brought him in. Remember during the time of Yaradua, when Yaradua came to say that, well, the election that brought him was fought with irregularities and he's going to do something, but unfortunately that came and took him. So it is the responsibility of an outgoing president to make sure that the international community sees his effort and making sure that what brings the tenets of democracy is better sustained when he's living than when he was there.
Okay.
You will don't read all those reports by the EU, by all those international monitoring organizations, and not say what he's doing now is for him to protect his head before getting out of that position. What I am just concerned, just like the question you asked, is that every other governor is saying, it is aimed at this man, it's aimed at this man, it's aimed at this man. And I'm wondering, is it not a party that is contesting? Though there is a presidential candidate, it's a party that is contesting. All parties have got structures for them to be able to move around for the purpose of the election. If truly it's not about vote buying, about the person you mentioned, there's no way we should be all hammering that, it is against him, it is against him, it is against him. Nigeria should not be handed over to the highest bidder.
Okay.
That's something nice to say.
I like your submission there. Nigeria shouldn't be handed over
to the highest bidder.
All right, Dr. Cornerstone, I'd say a big thank you to you for being a part of our program this morning. Thank you very much. And Dr. Cornerstone, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I think I'll leave you in favor too.
I think my final word is to tell people that at least on the day of the election is just some 3 days away. Please let us go and fulfill our civic responsibilities. People should not be angry because they don't have food to eat. They want to go and vote. This is not the time for voter apathy. This is time for you to take the anger to the polling unit and vote the choice of the person whom you feel can make Nigeria better for you. As the elections are coming to a close, you have to understand as a voter that you are voting your future.
Definitely.
You are voting your future. You are voting your future. You are voting your future. And if you are voting your future, this is the time for you to decide whom that future, whom you want to pitch on tent with. Whether it is the same last 8 years of Nigeria that you want to continue, or you have an option better than the last 8 years. This is the time to take that decision. And as the registrations have been done, PVCs, where you have made your registration, you are very, very close to the place. And so you are not going to need any transportation to access the place. Go and vote. And if possible, wait for your vote to be counted. Know what happened at your polling unit. Know the voting at your polling unit so that you can go to the INEC portal and check if what was taken at your polling unit is what is reflected on the INEC portal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's how to go about it now. So that immediately we start seeing any discrepancies between what our voting was at the INEC portal, then we can start to shout. Without that, if you didn't wait for your vote to count and be counted and be sent to the INEC portal, you may not be able to make all those discrepancies. I believe the election of this 2023 is the election of the people. It's the election of the population. It's not an election that you will see an umpire actually sat down somewhere to bring irregularity. It is we that have to be there to actually make this vote count. Okay. And then finally, I understand that they are saying that there are certain polling units across Nigeria, about 240 polling units. My own advice for the INEC right now is that if they are hearing, we need those polling units to be posted on at least on their website so that people can know that the polling unit where I wanted to vote to has been cancelled. So how do I go about it?
Okay.
It's very, very important. We cannot just cancel polling units before an election and those polling units are not posted.
Okay,
I get wrong. It amount to the electoral umpire probably doing something that is not clear in mass language now for the purpose of the election.
Okay.
Whatever polling unit is the 240
polling units.
240 pages of a newspaper to publish the 240 electoral polling units that were cancelled. A single page can publish 240 lists. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that we are all at the same page on this election.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cornerstone.
All
right, so it's time for you to, lend your own opinion, just like Dr. Cornerstone has done. 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939. Good morning.
Hello, good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Happy birthday, Madam Favor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Kemi from Nakovo.
Okay, Kemi, let's have your take.
Vote buying is a thing that cannot be eradicated in Nigeria political system. Let's know that. Now the politicians are beginning to send messages to the masses through social media means, telling them to slap the front page of their PVC in exchange for money. The masses are the ones saying we are tired of experiencing bad governance. It is now the time to reject this peanuts and vote wisely. The politician words are not expensive as to strike. The masses should know that. We, the masses, are the ones buying a petrol liter at the rate of 350 per liter. We are the ones who do not have access to first-class medical treatment, not these politicians. We are the ones buying a lot of goods now at the rate of 900 naira. We are the ones buying a congo of gari at the rate of 400 naira now. The politicians are not doing that. We should be the ones to reject their money. That we are tired of experiencing bad governance under the administration, especially like here at the center. They're letting us down. Now they are coming on board to cajole us again with little amounts. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are with you.
Yes. It is my time to use wisely. And let them know that we are tired of their peanuts. We deserve better. Good morning, Kemi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kemi.
0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939.
And you can as well drop your message or comment on the on our Facebook page. That is Solutions 939 FM. Okay, I think we have another call there.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Balkis Onojiro from Ibadan.
All right, Balkis, good morning to you.
Thank you. The presidential general elections are very close now. People should please go out on Saturday and March because I've been reading a lot of updates online that they have been voting and yet they have not really seen changes. So that should not discourage them from voting. Then to the people of your state, the Oyo State government put out a number that in case they notice any misbehavior, any marauder trying to disrupt the peace of the election, that they should call 622. And finally, let's vote for our conscience. No matter the amount we are being given on that day, it's not going to be enough for the next 5 hours. We go through the best leaders for in Nigeria.
Good morning. When she mentioned next 5, I thought she wanted to say next 5 years.
It's a strong word there. Not even up to, it won't last you 5 hours, let alone the 5 days.
Years or 5 years. So please let's vote wisely. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Tony from Alaska.
Okay. All right, Ruth, let's have your take.
Yeah, we know vote buying has been a menace in the nation. We so many politicians have believed in, but I will urge Nigerians we should stop selling our votes. So the more we keep selling our votes, the more we keep experiencing bad leadership. So how are we going to move forward with the way we keep selling our votes? So if we stop selling our votes and we are telling these politicians that this is what we want, that's when we can get society in the nation. That's my contribution.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, do we take... okay, let's take that call.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning.
good morning.
My name is Abiodun Fetuga from Agbo.
Okay,
All right.
Abiodun, let's have your take.
I'm happy I'm calling Solution FM, so I'm talking about solution.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let's have your solution.
I'm not saying it is right to sell vote, but my brother, my sister, people are dying of hunger. The politicians have created a system that make people to die of hunger, and whenever they bring 1 naira to you just to save your life, won't you go for what will save your life? So I'm against vote buying, but against Soto, at your one chance. People are looking for cash. This is a system that has been created, and not by a person to solve this problem. Or, let me put it this way, only a foolish man will be doing the same thing for the past 23 years, or maybe since 2019, We have been doing the election and election and election, and we still think election will give us solution in this country. In my own view, there's something we need to put in place before election. That is fixing this law and constitution. How can you have a law and constitution that when you are coming in as a presidential candidate or governorship candidate, your profile is irrelevant to the people? Whether you have stolen money before, we don't care. Whether your health status is good enough, the constitution does not care. Let's just check your past record, the constitution does not care. Your certificate, your constitution does not care. And whether we like it or not, this 2023 election upcoming, we see the result. Unfortunately, the competent people will not be allowed to be in power because the system and situation be that way. We must address this law and constitution. We must address this law and constitution. The third time, we must address this law and constitution.
Thank you very much.
If any, lastly, if any party wins today, the party we ran from in 2015 PDP, the party we are running from in 2023, the APC, they will rush into that party again and intensify the party we think is the messiah to heal us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I had to calm down and listen to what he had to say. And when he said, I'm glad I'm calling to Solution 7 because I'm going to bring the solution, okay, I had to just listen and listen good. Thanks for that comment this morning.
Let's take some comments on the Facebook page. I have this one coming from Omoade Adekunle. The present critical economic situation has caused hunger and anger to the masses, which is leading to different protests in some states in the country. Nigerians should please stop engaging in vandalizing banks and other public property because violence can never put an end to this issue but rather bounce back on the masses. Let's channel our aggression into voting by coming out en masse and vote out bad governance in the few days to general election. Okay, Almadi Adekunle.
Olayinka Adetola, the situation of Nigeria would not have been this bad if President Buhari's administration had successfully fulfilled their major promises like ending insurgency, fixing our refineries, and ensuring stable power supply. But it is so unfortunate that for the almost 8 years, we're still ranting on the same issues. Now they had a Naira crisis to the problems. I hope we get it right this week, Saturday. It's a general election, and come out en masse to vote for our consciences and not for exchange. Vote for money in order to not to suffer for another 4 years.
Okay, I have this one from Oluwaseun Ruth. Good morning. Nigeria should not expect anything positive from the court hearing today because it is very obvious the APC government doesn't bow to the rule of law. Despite the Supreme Court's pronouncement, CBN came up with this cashless policy without putting meaningful measures in place before the full implementation of the policy, which has inflicted hardship on the masses. What is now the purpose of the policy? That those targeted politicians have outsmarted the policy through some corrupt and greedy officials of the commercial banks. We must use our PVCs to vote in good leaders that will serve us.
Okay, I think we can take one more call. Just flashing the other time. You can try calling back so we can wrap up the program this morning. 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Wesila from Elele.
Wesila, it's been a while. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please, I want to talk to Dr. Cornerstone. I want him to just have it behind his mind that he is believed that this policy, this so-called policy of theirs, will come by a good way. I want him to know that this election will be the cheapest vote buying election.
You know, Dr. Cornerstone has been a very strong supporter of this policy.
Hello?
Hello, yeah, I'm with you.
That they've been able to impoverish people. Now they will dangle carrot with somebody comes and give him anything, they will want to collect. So I will just use this avenue to plead that people should persevere. They should endure. They suffer this long. It's only a few weeks left. They should just persevere and don't take money from anybody, because their strategy by now they believe it has worked, and it's we that will not let it work by not collecting anything from them. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much, Wesila. I think that's the much we can take on the program AM Updates today. We'll be back same time tomorrow morning for a fresh edition of the program. It's been Adedamola with the birthday girl, Favor Oloruntola.
All right, thank you very much, Agunbiade Sheriff. We had messages from Shegun Folabi as well. Adeto Aki Yele, thank you very much. Omade Adekunle, Oluwaseun Ruth, Olayinka Adetola, and Dorcas for Lion, thank you for the birthday message right there. I really appreciate. You can join me by 2 o'clock today on the lunchtime show. It's going to be a fun time. My name is Favor Oloruntola.
And please stay tuned for the next program. Mokaje with Kolade Olagunjo, who's already standing by. And his guest is already with us in the studio. Just stay tuned. It's still Solutions 93.9 FM. Thank you very much for always making us your choice. Good morning.